Equity means equal opportunities and equal access for all. It involves looking at systems and structures and procedures and policies that might provide, even unintentionally unfair advantages to some and deny those same advantages to others. It's about, approaching this work through a social justice lens and, figuring out in what ways are we inclusive and making safe spaces for all students and parents and community members, and in what ways are our policies and procedures and our ways of doing business, sometimes maybe even unintentionally exclusionary, being able to look in the mirror and figuring out how we provide opportunities and access to all students.
What does the word equity means to you?
Well, equity in the context of the Equity Alliance meeting has to do with really making everybody in the Holland Public Schools community feel a part of that community across ethnic, racial, gender bounds, class, really everyone who's here and getting their voice included is what equity means to me.
So as an Equity Alliance member, what is your role for others or like for someone who's just entering the Alliance or who's coming together? What's your role?
Gotcha. So really the role and the purpose that I see for the Holland Public Schools Equity Alliance is to really be the group that moves forward the equity work that's already in place. So there's been a lot done already from a district level, and we know that we need more lenses, we need more perspectives and life experiences and voices around the table so that we can learn from each other and figure out, what is it that is needed by the Holland community. So really this Equity Alliance, some kind of overarching goals would be for us to kind of build the knowledge and skills that we need to be more equity literate community members and really be the group that kind of evaluates and researches the needs of the Holland community and is able to, be the group that facilitates, designs, and plans, events and programs that will help sort of all of us elevate our knowledge of equity and social justice, not just from a doing standpoint, but also from like a being standpoint. So my role is really just to kind of put people together. I want to learn with this group, and I know that we're much more powerful when we have more voices that are heard and represented, and more people around the table. So I just want to get people geeked up about social justice and just kind of ready to do work and really have the group define the purpose and continue to define the purpose in a way of being and meeting that's reflective of them and kind of model equity, within the work.
So what sparked your interest about the equity meeting? What brought it together? Like what was the ideas that came together?
Like for this group?
Yep, or like for this group, or like what have you seen and heard like, hey, we should address this problem and create this meeting?
Gotcha. So I think, this could be like a 1-hour interview in and of itself. So, as a teacher for over 10 years and serving kids from different backgrounds and different life experiences, I've taken a personal and professional interest in social justice. It's sort of a huge part of my life. And, being new to Holland Public, this is only my second year, I was excited to show up and find out that district leadership was really having tough conversations already, talking about race and racism and white privilege and talking about equity and who's performing in our system and who's not, who are we failing perhaps. And so some of the courageous conversations that were in place when I showed up were really inspiring and motivating, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm in the right place to be able to really, help do this work. So the Equity Alliance, I guess, has been a long time coming. So I guess there's been, the short answer is a lot of really amazing equity work is already in process and in progress in Holland Public Schools. And, most of that's been led by Brian Davis, our superintendent. He's been having fearless conversations, really courageous conversations at local and national levels. He's really been kind of championing this work, and I've been grateful to be a part of it at that level. And really it's, it came from the recognition that there's a strong desire amongst lots of folks in the community that are deeply committed to equity and social justice that really want to help move the work forward. And when we had, back in February, when we had Calvin Terrell out doing some work with us and also with the City of Holland and the LAUP group, I put a survey out to staff that said, if able to, would you be interested in participating and collaborating with others to move this work forward? And 61% of 70 respondents said that, yeah, like count me in, I want to be a part of this. And so that was really where it came from. And hopefully this is the group where they can build some knowledge and skills and capacity to really be kind of the driving force for this and the growth of this movement over time. We know that we can reach many more kind of segments of the community if we're empowering folks that, that hang out in different spaces. So we're excited about what's to come. It'll involve, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of kind of looking in the mirror, a lot of trainings and reading and probably some book studies. We don't know, but it's exciting stuff. I think we're in Holland Public. I think we're on the verge of something really big, knowing that it's the right thing to do for kids and for our community.
What would you or an individual would like to take from this?
What I would like to take from this is a way to help people in the neighborhood or kids in the neighborhood or kids that go to Holland Public Schools in ways that we can work towards equity in all of those, in the areas that they need help in, or work together to come together. Just an understanding of what's going on too.
And all people, really. I mean, staff, and it could be hiring practices, it could be curriculum, things like that. So it's big.